Hi, my name is Malaika Hennie-Hamadi, and today we're here to talk about Bria Mack It's Life. This might be, guys, I grew up in Markham my whole life. So even though I was born in Scarborough, I know the lingo, I know the vibes, the culture. I will say maybe like a 6.5, 7. I want to say 10, but people, when they hear that I grew up in Markham, they're like, oh, you're not a Torontonian. So I will give myself a 6.5. I think real young. It's like that cliche story, you know, when I was young, I used to perform for my family, and sing all the time. Maybe like first grade. I don't know, I just loved performing. I loved the art. I loved watching films and dreaming about being in films and TV. Yeah, young age. And
so your parents were like, Malaika, you're actor?
Yep.
You're not gonna be an actor?
Yeah, no, trust me, it was hard. I think for anyone whose parents weren't born in the country, education is a very important thing. And so when you say, oh, I wanna be a singer, a rapper, this, they're like, whoa, slow your roll, that's not happening, focus. But I think once I reached the age of like 18 and I started to show them that, oh, I'm getting paid, you know, for acting, they're like, oh, pay my tuition with acting. So they were like, okay, this is some real stuff. It's not that they didn't believe in me, it was just they were nervous about how the world would perceive me in that light. And I totally understand that, but they are my biggest fans now, and I'm so happy. No, I mean, when I first read it, I guess was the first audition, and there were no fantasy departures in any of that. Like, there wasn't anything crazy like that in the initial sides that we got. But when I did get it, I was like, whoa, they're actually gonna do this? Like, Sasha created something so beautiful, so incredible. And the fact that she but she trusted me with something like this, her baby, is just so, I'm so honored, honestly. Again, we don't really see shows like this in the Canadian market. And although I think Canadian film and TV is getting better and it's progressing, I think with any industry, there's always a ways to go, but I'm really happy with where it's going because of creators like Sasha to bring to life something so innovative. It's just incredible. And I think my co-stars and I always talk about this. We're like, we haven't seen anything like this, like here in Canada. And the fact that we get to be a part of it, I think will kind of create new opportunities for other creators to feel like they can make something like this on Canadian soil. Yeah, Sasha is just an innovative, creative. She is everything. She's my girl. And it's so great that someone who created something like this and who directed some of the episodes, you can be so close to them. We created such an amazing relationship, and I think that helped with wanting to make sure I did Bria justice while also bringing something different to it. Yeah, I don't regret anything. I'm just so happy she gave me this opportunity.
It would take 6 months.
What?
A year. Rest, recharge, right? Re-enter the world with purpose and passion.
Okay, so why don't you just say that?
Girl, I can't just tell my Black Jamaican self-made mother that her top-performing university graduate daughter, who graduated as valedictorian, wants to what, microdose retirement now?
Micro.
Okay, I like that.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like working a muscle, right? I think with any profession, you have to keep at it. You know, even the greats like Viola Davis will say she still needs a coach sometimes on some sets, and she's Viola Davis, right? So you never stop studying, you never stop working. So it's easy when you're consistent with it. When I go maybe a couple months without classes specifically, I'll be like, oh, I need a buzz. I need something to kind of propel me to get that, to get that bug again, I guess. To memorize, to kind of feel like I'm not losing the craft. But it's fairly easy, you know, when you're at it. It's fun. Oh, that was interesting. Okay, so there were 3 rounds. First, it was the audition tape, self-tape, so we did it at home. And then the second round was a callback, so that was in person. That was kind of interesting. I've gotten callbacks before, but not something on this level. So that was really cool. I was kind of like, oh, they're really messing with me right now. I like that. And then the third round was a chemistry read. And that's kind of like the final round before they decide if they want you or not. So the chemistry read was 2 hours straight, back to back. So there were 3 black attacks. And then there was myself and then someone else going out for Bria. And I mean, I don't know if people know what a chemistry read is, but it's specifically that to see if there's chemistry between the 2 main leads. And so all the actors were incredible, going back to back with different black attacks. And I guess they kind of saw that my co-star Hanan and I had something different. And so yeah, it was incredible. And then I think 2 weeks later, they kept pushing back the time. They were supposed to tell us, like, if we got it. I said to my agent, just tell me if I didn't get it. Just tell me, I need to know. Like, don't waste any time, I need to know. One night I was supposed to go in for a night shift at work, my other job. And I took a nap and I woke up, I'm like, let me just check my phone. And then I checked it, my agent started screaming when I call her, you got the job, you got the role. And it was the best ever. Yeah, it was great.
Get your fucking asses up against the wall now! Go! Cupcake, really? There's one rule and one rule only to know when working with a black woman. One. Don't ever touch my fucking hair.
Very much similar. I feel like we're both very chaotic, but I'm a bit more calm, whereas Bria's a little bit more out there. But we're very much the same in the sense of, I think Bria is like me when I was doing my undergrad. I think she was trying to find a different kind of community. She just wanted a job where she actually felt passionate. And I think that was me as well. After my undergrad, I was kind of like, all right, I don't have to do my master's. You know, I just want to like focus on acting. My mom was like, well, I did my master's, why can't you? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But I'm like, I still want to kind of push towards acting. And the thing is, I did both. And I think Bria just wants to find something that speaks to her. And that was me too. Literally playing Bria Mack was like reliving all of the experiences I went through before my master's. So very, very similar.
That feisty edge that Bria has, does that exist in your life?
It does, but it's harder to come out, I guess. If I'm like really comfortable with you, like to have some fun, be a little feisty, you know?
Ready? Vamos.
Ready. Welcome home!
Welcome home!
That did hot, honey.
Welcome home.
She's incredible, okay? I think they didn't really have a full list of people they wanted because I knew they really wanted her. And when I did the chemistry read with her, with Leslie, she is just, we just hit it off. I was like, oh my God, Mom. And she reminds me of my mom, and they actually both met and they love each other. And it was really important for Sasha and the team, especially myself, to have a Jamaican woman play Bria's mom, to not have another accent, like no shade. It's just, you don't really see that. You don't really see actual Jamaicans playing Jamaicans on television, let alone having a true accent, you know? So it really helps, and she improv'd a lot on the show too, and a lot of that was kept in because again, we don't see that. So Sasha was kind of like, Leslie, do your thing. We'll cut it if we have to. Do your thing, vibe with Malaika. You're good to go, and we did. She literally felt like my mom, so she's incredible. Oh my God.
Did you sit on the couch and watch with your dad?
No, listen, I prepared them out the gate. Okay, I was a little bit more hesitant about my dad, you know, daddy's girl. I told my mom, as soon as I read the full script, before we started filming, I told my mom, like, Mom, this is what's happening. But it's not like explicit, it's not like that, it's like more implied, but you know, it's a little bit crazy. And she started laughing. She's like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Oh my God. She's like, okay, as long as it's not crazy. I'm like, you're good. My dad, I had to kind of talk him through it, you know? I was kind of like, this is what's happening. It starts like this. It's implied. Might be awkward, but there's nothing crazy about it. No, it was awkward to talk to my dad about it. But honestly, I think even after he saw the show at TIFF, and the remaining episodes after on Crave, he just saw that his daughter was doing amazing things. He let it go. And he was like, the show as a whole is just so great and so important for our culture too. So we'll let it slide. Yeah. It was such an amazing experience doing this while acting. I know a lot of people ask me like, oh, so like, what's the plan? Like, what are you gonna do with your degree? I'm like, there isn't really a plan at all. Like, I didn't plan to do anything with it. I think it's really interesting and really great when people have hobbies. I know some people will think, is education a hobby? I'm like, I think it is. Education's always been important to me and my family. It's just in the same way, like my acting coach always says, don't become obsessed with the craft, right? Like, of course you should be, you know, obsessed with it, but you should have hobbies. So whether that's you like to bake, you have a little side business, you like to bake, or you have skateboarding competitions, mine is kind of education. So my goal has always been acting, but education has made me a well-rounded individual, a better actor, because I know more about myself and about the world. So yeah, I'm really grateful. You never know if I'll have to use it, but I'm grateful. I used to collect graphic novels, so I have a collection of like mint condition graphic novels. I'm very much a psychopath when it comes to like DC Marvel and some other stuff like that. I haven't collected in a long time because of school. It's kind of, you know, when you're reading peer-reviewed articles all the time, you don't really have time for reading things that you love. Although I did love my master's degree, that was great. But, you know, my leisure time, I like reading more like fantasy stuff. And yeah, so I have a collection, a large collection of graphic novels that I'm obsessed with, and I hope to start collecting again. Mad TV. I love Mad TV. Oh, it's so good. And I don't know, people are quirky. I think that's why I love Rodrigo in the show. He's like my favorite character because he's just so quirky. He's so sweet, but so funny. I don't know, I love quirky people. Just, you know, be yourself, be you.
Feliz Navidad! Feliz Navidad.
The Exorcist believer, I think. I love anything The Exorcist. Honestly, I know people have like a lot of opinions about like if it's better than this one. I just want to watch someone get an exorcism, so it's great. It was fun for me. I loved it. Yeah, I want to be cast in one. Yeah, just saying.
Put that out in the universe.
Yeah, I love horror. I love horror films. It's not hidden though. I'm a great cook. I'm a great cook. I went to like chef school when I was 12. I would only watch, not only, but I loved watching Food Network. That was always on the TV.
Favorite dish or a specialty? Like, what's your signature dish?
Honestly, anything that's like a stir fry. Anything like vegetables with fish or like chicken, any kind of meat, or like tofu, which just got into tofu recently. I used to be the biggest tofu hater, but then I'm like, wait, I can put seasoning on it and it'll taste good, you know? Make it crispy. Yeah, any kind of stir fry. I'm trying to get into soups now. There's so much to do there. So I hope to do that.
So where's the cooking in the household? Is mom a bang and cook?
Oh, my parents are great cooks. Listen.
So that's where it came from?
Yes, like my parents were always helping each other cook in the kitchen, even as a kid. So that kind of passion came from them, and they're just incredible. Jamaican cooking, but they can cook so many other dishes. So yeah, shout out to them.
Okay, so, and I think that's a good one. That's our rappers.
The rappers.